Hello and welcome guys back to my YouTube channel, giving you the best fashion styling advice to keep you guys looking fresh. Today I want to ask you guys a simple question. When you guys think of someone who's rich or someone who has money, how do you think they dress in terms of fashion and style? Like, if you close your eyes and you imagine someone who's rich, how do you think they dress? That's what I want to address today. I want to talk about what makes someone look rich and ways you can look rich even if you're not using fashion. So let's hop right in. So the first way, guys, to look rich even if you're not, and what you always see rich people rocking, which makes them look rich, is fit. Think about it. Fit is probably the most important thing when it comes to looking rich and luxurious. Because think about it. If you have everything fitting you perfectly, everything matches your body proportions, that shows, one, that you generally have money to tailor all your pants, tailor all your shirts, make everything look the way it should look and fit your body perfectly. And even better yet, having perfect fit makes you look rich, because if you have things that fit you perfectly, that means you could have had this clothes made just for you, or you have special people that make your clothes for you, versus things that you buy off the rack that might not fit you as perfectly or might not match your body shape and proportion. So a second thing that I would say you always see that's common amongst rich people, and a way you can look rich, is buy a pair of specs. And notice I'm saying specs and not shades. Specs are pretty much those shades that you see on any famous person like Robert Downey Jr., Bad Bunny, Brad Pitt, anybody like that. You always see that they have specs. Pretty much specs are shades. See your eyes through, and usually they're tinted, but you can still see the person's eyes. And also, but they're not, basic sunglasses that cover your eyes, and they're in a stylish and trendy manner. And if you notice any music video, any famous person, any rich person, you always see that they always have a dope pair of specs that match their face perfectly, making their face look more symmetrical. Alright guys, so the other one is jewelry. This one is self-obvious. Any rich person, anybody who's famous, they always never fail to accessorize with jewelry. They always have jewelry. Like any music video you pull up right now, they'll always have, bunch of rings everywhere. They'll have nice watches, or they'll have chains like piled on top of one another, like I do right now. And they always look rich like that, because think about it. Jewelry is the easiest way to, in my opinion, to ever look rich, because think about it. Only people who have money can afford jewelry. And you think of like rings back in the Middle Ages and in old history, only people who were rich could afford rings, and things like that. So definitely another way to look rich and luxurious is always earrings, right? This one is a little bit, hot topic for some guys, because a lot of guys don't like getting their ears pierced, and I know that pretty much almost every girl does. And pretty much, if I look at anybody who has their ears pierced, especially on guys, I feel like it's so much more luxurious and they look richer for that reason. Think about it. You have jewelry in a place where usually most people don't have it, or in a place that's more bold, And I just think, since it is bold, you see every rich person, every musician, every actor usually has their ears pierced. And of course, it's up to personal preference, but I think it's such an easy way to make you look richer in any situation. The other one, guys, is having an amazing fragrance. Whether you're a guy who has a really nice cologne or a woman who has a really great perfume, this is a surefire way to make yourself be perceived as more richer, even if you're not. Think about it. If you smell good, not only does that leave a good first impression on people you meet, but also it makes people think that you were able to spend money on these expensive fragrances. And you can get fragrances that are, really high end, or you can get the ones that are cheaper, but either way, it's gonna smell good and it's gonna do its effect to making you appear richer. So the other thing that makes a person look rich or luxurious is suits and ties, or in a woman's version, which would be, blazers and sports coats. Here's why I mention this. Think about it. If you imagine anybody that's rich, or anybody that's like a CEO of a company or a musician, anything like that, they usually are always ready for business. So don't be scared, guys, to wear a suit and tie. Maybe not necessarily going for class, but maybe if you're walking out on the street, or maybe you're on your way to get something, right? If you have a perfectly fitted suit, which in my opinion, there's nothing nicer than a perfectly fitted suit, you are going to look like you're down to go to business, you're about to be the CEO of a company. People don't know that. But if you have a suit that fits you perfectly, you're going to look rich and luxurious no matter what. And the same thing with the ladies. If you wear, sports coats, if you wear, blazers and, the woman alternative of suits and ties, you're going to always look fancy. And most girls aren't going to be walking around, like, let's say, to a supermarket wearing something that nice. So it shows that you are probably rich. It's a good perception. So another way, and probably the most obvious way to look rich, is I want to talk briefly about name brands, right? Personally, as you guys know, I don't have anything name brand. I'm just being honest, because I feel like the price is never justified. Yeah, they may look nice, they may be in fashion, but I don't feel like the price is ever justified for, for what you're getting. I feel like there's so many versatile pieces that look better than, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and things like that. And here's my tip, and I guess this is another one, which is, I would say, is wear things that are versatile but that look nice. And here's what I mean. If you get things that don't have name brands, people can't guess the price of what you bought, and that helps you out a lot. Because think about it, if you wear Gucci, someone might say, okay, maybe he spent around 200 or 300, because usually that's how much Gucci goes for. And if they spent Louis Vuitton, they might say, oh, he spent like 1,000, 2,000 on that shirt or that shoe or whatever. But if you get pieces that are, maybe like a basic black shirt that looks like nice, or like a jacket like this that doesn't necessarily have a name brand that's as bold, people have to guess the price, and you might look rich, like I said, incorporating all the other things, fit, jewelry, and you look rich, but people don't have to know how much you spent on that outfit or that particular piece. Alright guys, so the final way that you can look rich even if you're not, and also something you always see in terms of fashion on rich people, is unique or bold pieces. And that's what I want to urge you guys to do. Get bold and unique pieces. If you look at any famous person, any rich person, they always have things that are out of the ordinary, things that you can't find off the rack in any basic store. Take, like, one person I really like to talk about is J Balvin, right? Like, he has lots of jackets that are like multicolored, like in pink and purple and green, like very neon green. Like, he has like a lot of things that you wouldn't find in normal stores. And this goes with like a lot of musicians in general. They'll have jackets that you just can't find anywhere, or like they'll have shoes that are just so different, right? And that's what I want to say. Get yourself a bold piece. They're hard to find, but this shows that you're able to design, a lot of things. You're able to make your own clothes and things like that, which means that you're most likely rich. Like, one thing I found the other day was this jacket that was like pink, purple, and red, all in the same scheme. And wearing something like that makes you look rich, because who wears things like that? You know what I mean? You would never be walking to the store and find someone wearing a bold statement piece like that. So there it is, guys. Ways you can look rich even if you're not using fashion, and also how I personally think that rich people dress in terms of style and fashion, and how you can incorporate that into your outfits. So let me know, guys, in the comments down below if I left anything that I should have added, how a rich person might dress, or anything that I can, add to this video. Please let me know. And do you agree with this? Do you think these things make you look rich?